On the back streets of Salt Lake City, in counterculture coffee houses and all-night diners, a group of 4 young men once carried themselves like kings.
They consider themselves as like modern-day Robin Hoods. I think they should rot in hell.
They certainly exuded a lot of self-confidence, which put a lot of people off.
Give me all your money.
I think they're a bunch of punks that are going around doing some stuff they don't even know what they're doing.
They are 4 young men named Galley. 24-year-old Adam Galley, his younger brother 22-year-old Aaron, their cousin 19-year-old Christopher, and his brother 17-year-old Nathan. Well-bred, well-dressed products of a prominent Utah family. They are the sons and nephews of a high-ranking Utah prison official. But ironically, cops now believe these 4 young men in their trench coats and fedoras may have unleashed one of the most ambitious and deadly crime waves in recent Utah history.
Everyone's heartbroken. These young men are bright young men from good families.
Ann Riordan is a woman who knows all about heartbreak. For earlier this year, her 28-year-old son Merritt was shot and killed, allegedly by members of the Galley gang.
Do you know what? These guys would have liked him. He would have entertained them. They would have laughed. He was a star.
Rocco, baby.
And in fact, Ann's son Merritt was an aspiring star, a handsome young actor who'd appeared in several low-budget movies. But Merritt Riordan never got a chance to entertain the Galleys. For late one night last May, while working in this Salt Lake bar, Merritt Riordan allegedly made a deadly discovery. The 2 older Galley boys hiding in a downstairs storage room of the bar, waiting to rob the place.
He rushed into the room. 2 men were in there, and he began fighting both of them.
County Attorney David Yoakum picks up the allegations.
There was a struggle that ensued, and Adam shot Mr. Riordan in the chest and killed him.
They would not get past him. And that's how I see that last act of his life, protecting his friends.
But sadly, Merritt Riordan's final heroic effort could not protect the city of Salt Lake. For as local cops investigated the murder, the Galleys' alleged criminal joyride continued as they allegedly robbed bookstores, hardware stores, movie theaters, and restaurants.
We allege they were basically making their living off these armed robberies around the Salt Lake area.
The Galleys are like a modern-day Robin Hood in their own eyes. They don't rob for money because they had money. They like the rush.
But unlike Robin Hood, the Galleys apparently did not give their money to the poor. Instead, cops say these self-styled philosophers used their loot to subsidize their own leisurely lifestyle in Salt Lake's coffee house underground, sipping espresso, even boasting of their alleged criminal activities.
They would have no qualms in saying that, yeah, we knocked up a store last night or, a couple nights ago and got away with a couple grand. I mean, they absolutely had no qualms. They were very proud of it.
They were boasting about this in public?
At those coffee shops, there's not a lot of people that are going to say anything about it because a lot of people that hang out in coffee shops are the same type of people. Not necessarily criminals, but the same people that, they're not going to say anything.
And for months, this counterculture code of silence seemed to continue at the coffee houses, but eventually the Galleys' alleged joyride hit a roadblock, when after nearly 24 alleged armed robberies, cops finally apprehended the boys. The 2 younger Galleys have already pleaded guilty to several of the robbery charges, while the older pair faces both robbery and murder charges. But the story doesn't end there, for the alleged trigger man in the murder of actor Merritt Riordan, 24-year-old Adam Galley, while briefly out on bail, disappeared, leaving local cops and 2 bounty hunters who asked not to be identified, looking for a man they consider armed and dangerous.
He has taken weapons from his father's house, a single-shot, breech-load shotgun, 44 Magnum, and possibly a 38. I think he's a punk kid that got in over his head. He should turn himself in. That would be the most intelligent thing for him to do because it's just a matter of time before we catch him.
And for the family of Merritt Riordan, that capture could not come too soon. For while these good-hearted people say they bear no malice towards the killers of their son, they want no other family to know the kind of pain they've come to know, allegedly at the hands of a group of arrogant and callous young men who police say thought they were above the law.
It's like a gigantic hole in someone's heart. It's that kind of wrenching pain.
Before anybody pulls a trigger on another human life, turn the tables around, look at the barrel of that gun, and say, gee, this could be aimed at me.